If Penn State wins out and Ohio State beats Michigan, the Nittany Lions will be headed to Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship. Some fans took the celebration too far, again, back in State College after the game. Art and engineering have come together as the high-flying performers build structures out of blocks. With all the creepy clown incidents around the country this fall, Target is pulling clown costumes and masks from all its stores. Several players from the Pittsburgh Pirates are taking a break from baseball today. Palmer died last week at the age of 87. Fellow golfers and the public are at the service. There is hope that the new trees will continue a tradition. The group held a sit-in protest against what it calls racial inequality and police brutality. The Peters Township High School varsity dance team went straight through to finals with a high score of 94.6 in the preliminary round against 31 teams in their division. Dawn is still months away, but hundreds gathered in University Park over the weekend at a kickoff event for the dance marathon. Receiving the Golden Football and the return of Matt Suey is not only a big deal to the State High Little Lions, but also the entire community. 7 weeks ago, Penn State football was on the brink of another dismal season. The team was 2-2 with crushing losses to rivals Pitt and Michigan.
A very important 3-game homestand is coming up because I've always felt that with a young team, one of the first things a young team does on its road to success is win at home. And that's when you get to the Minnesota game.
The offense wasn't clicking that well in the first half of the Minnesota game, and people were restless and I think a little bit frustrated.
And they were able to come from behind twice and win it, and that's the game that gave them the confidence, which then dovetailed into another home win with Maryland.
That's the moment that they really started to begin to rely more on McSorley.
Penn State took a 2-game win streak into the whiteout versus rival Ohio State.
I probably thought, 1 in a million shot that they beat the number 2 team in the country. Ohio State's ball, and they were ahead 21-7. And we said to each other, if they score here, we're probably going to leave. And then everything changed. The whole season changed in the next half hour.
So it showed a lot about the guts, the resiliency. It also showed what Beaver Stadium means.
It's the first win against a top 5 team in the post-Paterno era. That's a big deal.
If Penn State wins out and Ohio State beats Michigan, the Nittany Lions will be headed to Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship. A win there could mean Penn State in the college football playoffs.
Now you have games that are being played that have stakes. Well, anytime a team's involved in games with stakes, it excites them, it excites the fan base. And I think it gets everybody on board that, hey, you're watching something special.
It feels like your hamburger gets to you just a little bit quicker. The checkout person in line is just a little friendlier. All those little intangible things that happen in a city where sports is going really well seem to be happening here now.
Reporting outside Beaver Stadium, I'm Madeliene Maggs for the Center County Report. These high school athletes are preparing for a very big event in their lives, the Quad A High School Football Playoffs. The 8-3 State College Little Lions are part of a successful athletic program, and it's one that stresses safety, especially from concussions and other serious impact injuries. Coach Lintel says it's all that matters before winning.
Safety is a first and foremost priority each and every day. Obviously, we start out preseason camp with really heavily focusing on safety. We do a tackling circuit where we really break down the proper techniques of tackling with heads-up football.
Stan Martin, an outside linebacker for the Little Lions, is out with a different type of injury, a sprained ankle. The senior explains what heads-up football means exactly and says they take preventative measures at practice.
They teach us the heads-up tackling, so that whenever you make a tackle, you have to see the ball, and then we go through, before the season starts, we go through a tackling circuit of 7 different stations where they teach us how to keep our heads up and how to properly tackle, and then we keep it low contact in practice so that we don't get the small little hits.
While football-related deaths in high schools have caught the recent attention of the media, the number of deaths over the past 35 years has remained reasonably constant, according to the Huffington Post. The National Center for Catastrophic Sport Injury Research at the University of North Carolina says the majority of direct fatalities in 2014 are attributed to tackling, helmet-to-helmet collision, warm-up drills, and other unknown activities. Since the start of the season, there have been at least 8 deaths of high school football players either during a game or at practice, according to published reports. This local team is doing everything they can to ensure the safety of their players. Coach Lintel says their kids play one side of the football, meaning the defense becomes really good at making tackles and the offense becomes really good at blocking techniques. If the players are not using proper form, they are pulled out of drills. He also says they're lucky to have a very involved medical team.
We want to make sure that our kids are safe. We're very blessed with an athletic training staff that is at every practice, that is there with us at every game.
Medical professionals and scientists at Penn State say concussions are difficult to define. However, they do know that the effects of a concussion can worsen if the brain is not given enough time to recover. Penn State's Center for Sport Concussion Research and Service is working on determining how long a patient should sit out before it's safe to go back into the game. Reporting from State College, I'm Madeliene Maggs.
So what was it like meeting Maggie? She was a little bit shocked.
She don't want to be on camera, so don't worry, Maggie. I'm not gonna put you on camera. So, but she's great. We're bonding pretty well. So, glad that we could get to hang out for a little bit. And it's as you can see, I'm cheesing because she's great. She's fun.
Just talking a little bit about what this means to you and your family.
Well, I think that the sculpturing are just marvelous. I mean, it's really something. I really did cross that bridge when I was young,
How do you think it impacts kids?
I don't know. I think I see a lot of smiles, so that's good. I mean, the more positive energy, the more smiles, the better, in my opinion.
Lastly, what do you hope the message is to these kids? What do you hope to give out to them?
That there's hope. This is a great world we live in. This is a great country, and there's hope.
You hear about these guys, but you never see them, you never talk to them, and to see them in our locker room firing us up before the game, I mean, Matt Stewie and Matt Rule gave us some of the best pregame speeches you could ever ask for, and it helped us completely.
First and foremost, I'm a State College Little Lion. That means a lot. So I'm very happy to be back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. The Peters Township varsity dance team knows what it takes to compete and win on a national level. The McMurray, Pennsylvania-based team spends 8 months preparing to travel to Orlando, Florida for UDA Nationals. Established in 2006, the team has a well-respected reputation for competing in the hip-hop category. Coach Dominique Schuster, known as Nika, leads the girls with a reputation herself as one of the top hip-hop choreographers in the country. Nika's mom, Barb DeLear, sponsors the dance team as a Spanish teacher at the school. The girls are trained from all different backgrounds. The team is comprised of a range of athletes including former gymnasts, softball players, cheerleaders, and trained dancers. Nika said playing up each dancer's strengths throughout the routine gives them an edge over their competition. She said their choreography also plays a part in their success. Their choreography allows for special moments and dramatic pauses throughout the routine. Nika is constantly looking for inspiration from other choreographers and also the girls. She said the team feeds off of each other's ideas at practice. After traveling to college nationals 2 weeks before high school nationals, Nika makes changes to the routine to incorporate the latest trends. Throughout the year, the dancers also learn from other top choreographers at different camps. Don't lose it, girl! Travels to one out-of-state competition each year to receive feedback from a UDA judge before nationals. The team also competes in a local competition as a trial run performance. Peters Township won first place in their division at the Coastal Cheer and Dance Steeltown Regional Competition. The team was also the grand champs of the competition with a score of 99.17. The girls practice all day into the night at the All-Star Resort in Disney before they compete in the preliminary round. Nika said practicing at the resort with other teams around keeps the girls' energy up.
Well, part of the reason we practice here is to keep the energy up because this is such a long practice. And when we do it on the football field, we get all the other teams around, and you know, they feel the energy from everybody, and it kind of like pumps them up. So when they're tired, they see another team that's looking at them and like looking up to them, so they push even harder.
The Peters Township High School varsity dance team has a track record of success as the 2013 national champs. Nika talked about why she thinks the program has been a success.
Discipline, discipline, discipline. We keep them on a stretched tight leash. It stretches a little bit, but just making sure that they hold each other accountable for everything, and making sure that I am consistent with holding them accountable, because the second I let it slip, the second they can get away with anything. But I think because we run such a tight ship and they respect us and respect each other, they want to do well for their team and for their coaches and for themselves. So by holding them accountable for all of their actions and making them responsible, and like, you know, if you're not 5 minutes early to something, you're late, and just teaching them those kinds of lessons that'll obviously stay with them through life.
The team's motto this year is, "This meant more to me than it did to you." Nika said she ended the dance with these lyrics to keep the girls motivated.
It actually doesn't say that. I kind of remixed it so that it would say that. You can probably tell a little bit. My DJing skills are not the best. But so I made it say that just because I wanted them to feel it and have something that meant something to them at the end of the routine, to make them like remember that this is our routine that we've invested so much in all year, and how much we've worked, and other teams have worked so hard, and everybody wants it, but it means a little bit more to us than it does to other people.
The dance teams compete in the preliminary round for a chance at making it to semifinals. The Peters Township High School varsity dance team went straight through to finals with a high score of 94.6 in the preliminary round against 31 teams in their division. The team will compete for the national title today at ESPN Wide World of Sports in Orlando, Florida.
Second place in the nation, Peters Township High School. Head to the back.
Peters Township missed the gold by only .81. Captain Natalie Olivo said second place means a lot to their team.
It means a lot because we've worked so hard all year for it, and to be like second place in the nation is just unbelievable. Like, we've all worked so hard and we deserve it.
Reporting from Orlando, Florida, I'm Madeliene Maggs.